everyone, Mary Lou Andre back again with our first Dressing Well Live of 2026. Happy New Year. I hope that the new year is off to a great start, and I'm excited to do our first program and really roll out some new content, some new teachings, and really leave you all with a few ideas. You know, my goal, those of you that have been on the show for a while, I love when people can take 3 or 4 ideas away from the presentation that they can implement immediately. So let's get started. Tonight's program is called 5 Styles Not to Take into 2026. And at the beginning of the year, it is always a great time to look back and then look forward. And I always say, go through your camera roll, identify the outfits that really made you feel awesome. Look at the ones that weren't quite there. And that's how you start knowing how you want to embrace your style in a new year. You definitely want more of the things that made you really happy, and you want less of the things that were just okay. So that's where I'm going to start tonight. We have an awesome new blog with the same title again, 5 Styles Not to Bring into 2026. If you haven't received the blog, Sarah's going to put it in the chat. Hello, Sarah. Sarah's over there manning the Facebook group for us. But if you're not on our mailing list, put blog, comment blog. Sarah will get that out to you. We do a blog once a month that really frames up what's going on seasonally, what's going on with style. And I headed over to the mall today. I hadn't been to the mall since before Christmas, and there was no one there, and I just walked the mall, and it's full of new merchandise. If you have travel coming up, if you want to get a head start on spring, they're definitely bringing in the warmer weather merchandise, and there's still plenty of winter on sale. So I just kind of want to frame it up that we're starting the new year. We're looking forward. We're looking a little backwards in terms of what is our vibe, how do we feel really great, and we know that no matter where we're going, I'm actually headed to Hilton Head for the entire month of February. My husband and I are packing the car up with my sweet pup, Susie Q, and just trying something different. We're going to be working remotely. We're really excited about that. But my wardrobe has definitely shifted, and my perspective on what I want to add is shifting, because I won't be in after the next 2 weeks. I can't believe we're 2 weeks out at this point. I'll be in a little bit less New England cold environment. So looking at your calendar, looking at your camera roll, getting in your closet if you haven't been in there a while, and really embracing the energy of the new year in this is how I want to experience life. I always say how you dress is part of the adventure, whether you're dressed up, you're casual, and we're going to get into some color trends. I didn't dress up for New Year's Eve, so I decided to wear some sparkles for you guys tonight, and one of my favorite colors right now is teal, so I wanted to showcase why I love this color, and I'll get into that in a little bit. So comment blog if you don't have the blog, and let's rock and roll. And actually, if you want to bring up the blog while I'm going through the points, we're using the blog tonight. We're just going a little deeper. That blog is beautifully illustrated, and all the points are laid out for you. So the first one of our 5 styles not to bring into 2026 is clothes that don't fit. Now, if you have been participating on this show for a while, you know that we are sticklers for fit. We actually do we could do a whole program. We actually do a whole program in our private programs. Our 4 good F words are fit, fabric, function, and flair, in that order, and fit is number 1 for a reason. You want to walk into a room and have people connect with you. You don't want the clothes showing up ahead of you. So if you need some help with fit, join Dressing Well Insiders. It is our monthly subscription program. It is awesome. We just wrapped up 2025. Sarah kicked off the year over there last week. And the really beautiful thing about that program is it really goes deep on our Dressing Well methodology, which is, I'll just frame that up tonight too, so that we can all get on the same page as we dive into a new year. But our 5-step methodology is all about what is your lifestyle today. We do a pie, one of those pie diagrams with people to figure out, is it really dressy? Is it professional? Is it athleisure wear? Is it social? Is it casual? So that's the first step. Number 2 is getting super organized. You know that that is one of our major brand pillars here, is an organized approach to style, gets you out the door faster, feeling better than ever. The 3rd step of our methodology is all about those 4 good F words: fit, fabric, function, flair. Flair is the accessorizing, and you can't really get there until you have that capsule wardrobe refreshed. Last January, I did a 3-part series on capsule wardrobing. If you missed it, we have an awesome YouTube channel. Sarah can put the YouTube, wow, I can't say that, the YouTube channel in the chat, but I did a whole tutorial on capsule wardrobing. But fit, well, we stay on fit in a moment. Women's clothing is sold in petite, missy, tall, plus, and plus petite. And we have all of our clients are in that range. Some folks are petite on top, missy on the bottom. They might be a petite plus on the top and a regular plus on the bottom. So if you haven't taken the time to really understand your fit, one of our golden rules is to get over to the mall yourself and go to a store like a Talbot's, like a Chico's, like any store that has a range of sizes, and try a pair of 12 regular, 12 petite to see how it looks. And most of the time, and one of the reasons why Dressing Well Insiders is worth every single penny, Sarah, please put a link in to tell people how they can join that. It's $24.99 a month, $249 a year. You get 2 months free. But not only do you get really wonderful trainings with Sarah once a month, it's on Zoom, so it's very different than the program I'm doing because it's interactive. She does Q&A. They're all recorded, so you can watch them at your leisure if you want. There's breakout groups. There's also a phenomenal Facebook community, so if you have a question about something, you can pop it in and you'll have your own fashion besties in there. So many fashion forward people in that group, and Sarah monitors that too, and they're going to give you their opinion on everything, but fit tends to come up a lot. There's also 2, we call them closet jams. There's 2 2-hour, a spring and a fall in that program, where Sarah goes, you just get in your closet and you do your closet turnover while Sarah stays on the line, so you can be putting your jeans on and asking her, are these the right fit? So anyway, that is my big plug for Dressing Well Insiders. We are so darn proud of that program. If you are an insider and you're on the call tonight, please let people know why that is. We did a survey at the end of the year, and somebody said that the return on investment is 20x because she's not shopping, she's using things that are in her closet, and she's also having just a ton of fun when she does shop because she knows exactly what she's looking for. So fit is everything. Lock arms with the brands that fit you best, and that whole game gets much easier. All right. Number 2 on the 5 styles not to bring into 2026 is color palette boredom. And this is one of my favorite things to do with you guys at the beginning of every season. So teal is my new favorite color, and I'm going to walk you through how I picked this as my new favorite color. And don't you like my cute little dress? I was at the mall. I actually ran into Sarah at the mall. That was funny. That doesn't usually happen. It happens about 4 times a year. So she was at Anthropologie with me, and I said, I really want to buy something that's really fun to wear on the program tonight, and she knows that I'm having a moment with teal. So I bought this dress. It was on sale, and I just love it. So the reason I came up with teal as my color is in the fall, I was wearing a lot of cranberry, and I got a jacket that had a cranberry and a teal stripe. And the teal and the cranberry just spoke to me, and it just, all of a sudden, everything anytime I put cranberry with teal, here are my cranberry jeans. They look kind of dark, but here's my teal turtleneck, which I've had. I used to wear it skiing, and now I'm like wearing it all the time. But I love, you know, how the teal goes with the cranberry. So this time of year, I think, especially if you're in the Northeast, I know that our friends down South, Florida, California have a little bit of a lighter palette. But in the Northeast, it's usually black, gray, cranberry, winter white. Sometimes it's camel, although for myself, I'll do like a camel and a black in January. But a lot of times I'll do the camel in the fall. And all of a sudden teal, and I've had so much fun with teal over the years because it's, you know, navy's another base neutral. It's very, very different than navy. And when I used to work with a lot of the television anchors here in Boston, whenever I got talent in teal, whether it was a female or a male with maybe a teal tie, the camera just loved it. And it looks great on every single skin tone. So for Christmas, my niece Maggie gave me this little scarf. Just it's got the dachshunds on it. You all know that I have a beagle dachshund, Susie Q. And so the dachshund is teal, and the scarf is brown and red, and I just loved how the teal worked with the bright red, the camel background, and the red. And I had already been playing around with it with the teal. So I went and got my turtleneck and put this on with the turtleneck and a pair of jeans, and it looked great. And then because I'm going to Hilton Head and I am really making myself have a really tight wardrobe, I'm going to try to get packed, one suitcase, a couple of, you know, the one thing about driving is you can put everything in the car. So I'm going to try to be really good and do maybe 3 shoes, a sneaker, a boot. I'll show you some shoes I got, maybe a pair of loafers. And what I decided to do was to go to Uniqlo. You guys know I love that. And I picked up this little teal jacket. And this is going to be my Hilton Head. Got a little belt on with this dress. And I just love the teal jacket. I can wear it obviously with the teal turtleneck. I can do it with cranberry. I can do it with a t-shirt. We are going to be doing a lot of biking with there, so I'm going to need a coat that's not too heavy but light. And then the other thing I grabbed is I am definitely having a moment with this color Cloud. And another reason to join Insiders is Sarah also does a lot with color in that group. And she posted the Pantene color of the year, which happens to be this color Cloud in November, which got me started. And I just think for Hilton Head, you know, this teal turtleneck with the white vest, isn't that pretty? And I've got my scarf if I need it. I can also layer the teal jacket over this. And Uniqlo right now has the collarless, which I have in 2 colors. And then they went back, first I just bought it so the tag's on it. They went back to the higher neck, which for those of us of a certain age, it's just a really flattering look. And I can sit at my desk all day with this on when I'm chilly and I can still get my job done. A vest is great for travel when you want to take the jacket off and you want to in the car and then you want to just grab it. So I'm just sharing this with you because the minute January 1 hit, I already had my rack out to go to Hilton Head because, as you guys know, packing and what I'm going to wear on these little adventures with my husband is part of the fun for me. And teal is a color that I'm just playing around with. I love this little dress. It's shorter. I would never wear a dress this short in the summer because I don't like to. I'm just someone that likes, my legs are long, so I like to wear shorter in the winter. I've got tights on. I've got my over-the-top boots on with this. I don't know if you can see it, but I put this on and I just loved it. Now I really love this gold belt with the teal. This was a large though, so I'm going to return it and order a small. But I have this black belt. I got the dress at Anthropologie. I got both of these belts at Anthropologie. So I love that all the winter neutrals go with silver and gold, and you can start to have a lot of fun. I've got this little layered gold necklace, and when you really identify one color that you want to add, shopping gets so much easier. I only had an hour at the mall, and I got that little teal coat. I got my cloud vest, which I love, and I also got this pair of teal pants. I know you think I'm going crazy, but if I do the teal pants, the teal sweater, and then have the vest, you know, they're elastic waist, so they're going to be a little more comfortable in the car than jeans. And this, you know, I put fit is everything, and I put these on. They were in the sales room. They have a little bit of a boot cut, and I can do these with sneakers, and I can do them with loafers, and I can do them with boots. So there you have it. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say about teal. And I also picked up this teal hat and these gloves because my coat right now that I'm wearing every day is this navy. Trying to get, I knew I was going to Hilton Head, so I was trying to move away from all black. And it's just a really fun way to add some really soft color palette to the navy. So the gloves have got a little bit of navy on them. Uniqlo, so inexpensive. The gloves were $19.99. The hat was, oh my goodness, $25. And I can also wear it with the teal vest and the teal coat. We are in Hilton Head. We're going to be on the water. I'm planning on walking the beach whenever I can. So I did need a new hat to keep me warm. And I like to look very color coordinated. All right, number 3. What do we got going on here? Number 3 of the 5 styles not to take into the new year is ho-hum accessories. Working with a lot of my private clients this time of year, they usually have the same hoops, the same bracelet. They're all always a little bit bored, but most of my clients do work and they just want to get out the door fast. So one of the trends that I'm seeing, and again, Christmas came and caught my eye, is in addition to this little scarf with Miss Susie Q on it, my son John's girlfriend Rachel got me this adorable Dachshund charm. It's a bag charm. I'm actually going to put it in my car because I love it so much. But it also, I don't know if you see that, it's got the hot pink, the cloud, it's got a little bit of gold, it's actually got a little bit of teal in it. So adding this onto a black handbag is just going to instantly pop it up. When I was at the mall, I was looking around, these whimsical accessories. You're seeing Dachshund bags, crossbody bags, little clutches. I saw a lot of Paris, like Paris earrings. I think Sarah put a picture of those in the blog. So think about accessories from socks to belts to bag charms, scarves, the usual suspects, hats, gloves. And is there something that you really connect with, whether it's an animal, a destination? I saw a lot of, what store was I in? Oh, I think it was Uniqlo. They had a lot of the Peanuts, Charlie Brown type of stuff. And when I was scrolling over the Christmas holiday, and I think I actually put it in the group, I came up with an article that said that Dachshunds were the surprise runaway fashion trend of 2025, and I did not know I was living with a fashion icon, but Dachshunds are all over sweaters at Anthropologie. You could find them on beach bags, sweaters, t-shirts. So that's number 3. If you accessorizing and getting dressed should be full of joy and a couple of whimsical pops. And when we go back to our dressing well method with the 4 good F words, fit, fabric, function, and flair, some really fresh accessories that put a big smile on your face is a great way to get through winter. Number 4 is of the 5 styles and not to bring into the new year are the overly tidy outfits. I played around with this word a little. It's more like when I'm sharing with my private clients, it's those over stylized looks, like where women, and I just saw a woman on the internet doing this and I was like cracking up. It was, you know, when we all had to have our bag and our shoes match. Like, that's so old school. All the old fashioned trends are really changing. And I always go back to our principles, going through and making sure the things in your closet fit. And then if you do want to take advantage of that oversized, comfortable vibe without looking sloppy, they're definitely, I might do a whole master class on this because people are just asking me left and right how to do it and how to do it well. So I'll just give you a couple of tips. And again, that Insiders program is where our best advice, we have time, we have the technology to be more interactive with you. But a lot of times, and I'll go back to my navy coat, I got this in the fall and it's slightly oversized. So this might be a place, oh boy, I really like this gold belt so much better than what I have on. I'm gonna get me this gold belt. But like an oversized coat, pockets, whenever I can see a pocket on a coat, a blazer, a pair of pants, a dress, it aids in that whole relaxed vibe. So adding a coat might be your first step. You don't want something that's completely overwhelming. By the way, anything goes if you have an eye for style and you know how to mix and match. But for most women, especially women that we coach, they just want 2 or 3 ideas that get them enough of that fresh, modern look that they don't feel dated. They feel fresh. They feel excited again about their wardrobe. So that's one idea. The other thing is sleeve length. So even in this little dress I have on, just see how the sleeves are big, but there's an elastic here. So instead of the sleeve being too flyaway, the elastic band allows it to be a little more tidy, but not stiff and formal. Fabrics are also a huge part of the puzzle when you want to relax, you want to wear, like I have a lot of the barrel pants. I started with these little jeans this fall. I love them. These are Madewell, and they, you know, I tried I kissed a lot of frogs, people. You have to really, as I opened the program tonight, fit is number 1. Like, you have to find the brands that fit. And I feel that another tip that I'll share, that I share with a lot of my private clients and myself, I decided this fall I was going to embrace the barrel jean, the more relaxed fit pant. And the key is to have the waist fit. So what's making that look sloppy and frankly a little dated is when the waist is lower and the whole pant look is really baggy and really sloppy. So in addition to those pants, I'll give you another example of an outfit that I tend to put together my outfits and then wear them hard for the season so I don't have to think about them. But these are a pair of the full pant. And these are actually a cotton linen. So that's another rule that has been bending. I can wear these all year round. Again, I knew I was going to Hilton Head, so I was looking for fabrics that were a little less warm wool, but they're black, so they don't scream black linen. And I wore these up to Canyon Ranch when we took a group there in November. And when I went to Canyon Ranch, I wore tights under them to give me an extra layer. I wore a little bootie with them with a little bit of a heel. And then this sweater, which is also cotton, and it's wide and baggy and has that kind of loose look. It also, it covers my arm. I wore that with the black, and then I did a half tuck and I put a belt. So belts are, I'm playing with so many belts in people's closets right now, because if you have a high-waisted pant and the pant fits, and you can pull it in, even with the sweatpants. And I think I've shared this tip on the program before, is if it has a drawstring waist and it's wider, you can manipulate the fit. So it goes from looking sloppy to a little more dialed in, but not overly tidy or overly old school. So I hope that makes sense. Put in the chat if that makes sense. Put in the chat if you're trying those barrel jeans. And also, because I didn't ask you to do it yet, put in the chat where you're calling in from. Say hello. We love to see who's on the line with us. So I hope that helps. It's high-waisted. The other thing is, like, I have this jacket, this boyfriend jacket that I've had for a while. And it was probably my first step into that oversized trend. And the sleeve was really, really long. So I had the sleeve adjusted to pull the look up so it didn't drag me way down. And sometimes when I'm wearing an oversized jacket, I'll wear a jean that's also full, and I'll wear a belt, and I'll wear a flat sneaker, because the jacket and the pant are connected. They're both voluminous. The waist, the belt's giving me a waist, and I can do that. Old school, when I wore the skinny jeans with that same jacket, I was wearing a heel to balance the jacket because the pant was so skinny. People are asking me, and I think there was some, we do a style poll every Sunday night if you're a member of our group, and definitely the biggest mark on our style poll this week was, I think the question was something like differentiate between relaxed and sloppy. And people are saying, what should I get rid of? Oversized shoulder pads are definitely out, but a structured shoulder pad is in. So go through your closet. Again, we have 2 phenomenal resources if you want to really rock these new styles. We are having a ton of fun working with our private clients and introducing them to some of these new silhouettes while using what they already own and just buying key pieces. Get on Sarah's calendar for a one-on-one. Get on her calendar for her to even explain Dressing Well Insiders a little bit more. But we have 2 amazing resources for everybody in this group that wants a little bit more information and how to customize this stuff for them. And then number 5, we get into shoes, and it's what not to bring into 2026 is shoes that are not comfortable. I mean, we've been harping on that for a while, but it's so darn true. And I am seeing a lot of the heels are back. Sarah did an amazing job with that blog, and she put some of the comfort brands that we rely on for our clients. But we've got clients wearing high heels with track pants. We've got them wearing high heels with the barrel. I couldn't remember barrel. Oh my goodness, the barrel jeans. And then we have a lot of people really going into a loafer with some sole. Now this time of year, you want to make sure, especially if you're in an area with snow and ice and sleet, if you're going to wear a loafer, you want to make sure that it's got traction on the bottom. But these are, like, I just bought these for me to go to Hilton Head, because I even liked how they had a little, see that little opening there? It's just a little bit lighter look. The other really cool trend right now is you're seeing these loafers with ankle socks, and they run the gamut from frilly to utilitarian to unisex. But this with a long skirt, I'm actually liking the long skirts better right now. If you want to get that like boho vibe without looking sloppy, that's a great look. The other one that I'm seeing is the ballet flats with a strap. So, and I'll just show you one more outfit that I did, and I'll give you some of the strategy behind it. So the other thing I'm doing with a lot of my clients right now, and you just saw me show it with the pants, is this is a summer dress that I got. I actually had it on the live show at some point, and I wore it a ton this summer. And because this color, this cloud color is so hip, This is kind of a vintage top that I had in my closet, and I put a black sleeve, long sleeve under it. And yeah, this top is vintage, that I got at a vintage store. Oh my goodness, my sequins are caught on my sequins. But I just, for holiday, wore it. Let me get the hanger back. Sorry, ladies. I got to get my hangers back together. Put in the chat of what's resonating with you, what you're liking, any good ideas. Again, my job is always to leave you with 3 fresh ideas. But this was shopping in my closet 101, the skirt with the top. I winterized it with a long sleeve tee. And then this shoe with the strap was, I just bought these shoes, but I have another pair of shoes that were actually in my summer closet. I have time to go. I actually wore these with a red shoe that I bought last year, my jellies. I wore them to death, but I actually put the red with it because it was holiday. But right now, and another reason why I like these shoes is they're definitely more modern than the old ballet flats that we all wore. And this time of year, we haven't had a lot of snow here in the Northeast. The strap just gives it a little bit more oomph, gives it another layer, gives it a little bit more weight. But that's what I got for you. Is the only new thing with the shoes that I'm seeing is definitely the loafers with the socks is new, and it's a really fun kind of unisex, fun way to wear loafers in the winter. I'm seeing, I was with a client on Saturday, brand new client, fantastic, just fantastic session, and she had booked me for the closet work and shopping, and I said, you know what, we just shopped in her closet. She had everything that she needs, and she's got a big spring, she's got a college graduation, a high school graduation, a big work conference, and a trip, family trip to Hawaii to celebrate these 2 wonderful kids. And I said, let's just, you've already made it through December, half of January, you've got February and March. We lightened some things up for March, and we're going to shop in late March and spend her money more wisely. She doesn't need any winter clothes now. She really does need quite a few things to get through that calendar. So I am going to wrap up now. I hope I always hit my goal of giving you 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 fresh ideas that inspire you to get in your closet. Gut it like a fish. 2026 is here. There is no time to be stressed out about your closet. Our private client services work for a reason. It's accountability. It's moving the needle fast. It's expertise. It's amazing. And of course, our Dressing Well Insiders program. Just get yourself in there already. $24.99 a month. Very affordable. We make it affordable for a reason. We want to be able to serve as many of you as we can. A lot of our best clients are in there. They love the touch base once a month, that like date on their calendar once a month to just do what I was just doing with you, but on a much deeper level. And if you like some of the fit tips and the color that program is full of all of that kind of information. And again, there's just so many perks and extras, and it's community, and who doesn't like community these days? So that is my program. Please take a look at our blog, put blog in the comments, say hello in the comments, let me know that you were here. I read every single one of them. But that is our program tonight. 5 styles not to take into 2026. And I hope a few of them resonated with you and got you excited to dress your best in 2026 in the new year. All right, everyone, I'm going to get on with the rest of my evening. Have a great rest of the night. And you know where to find us. See you later. Bye-bye.